Hello, my name is Andre Harrison. This is the introductory episode one to the Ye Shall Live podcast. Now, this podcast is geared around those who have attempted suicide or contemplating suicide, and those who are depressed or lost faith and hope. Now, myself am a suicide survivor. It's been over 20 years since I attempted to take my own life. I'm here to talk through it. I'm going to share a little bit of my story, and we are going to talk and have a conversation. Now, this is a recording, and if you feel comfortable enough about it, I will turn this into a live. We can have some dialogue, okay? But episode one, just going to give you some background. Over 20 years ago, like I said, I tried to take my own life. I was in a dark place. Depression had just overwhelmed me, things of that nature, and I jumped out of a moving car thinking that was going to be it, thinking that life was over, but it wasn't. I lived, and ye shall live too. Now, it's been a process, it's been a journey, hasn't been easy. Have some scars from that. See here, some burns here. I have a surgically repaired ankle. Ankle's gone, right ankle gone. Okay. And so when you talk about suicide, you talk about these things, it's a little taboo. We know it's out there. There's a suicide hotline, but within the confines of the families and friends, people feel like they don't have an open space. And I'm here just to create that. Now, I am a pastor and a prophet, so there will be some biblical principles applied throughout this, but there will also be some practical things because I'm still a human, I'm still a man, and I'm not always a pastor and prophet, although those are titles, but I want to operate on all functions and all levels of this. Okay. So as we talk through this and we get to know what that feeling is like. Now, the depression, man, some days you fight it, some days you're up, some days you're down. Some days you feel like you can go, and some days you just don't feel like talking. It's a wide range of emotions and things like that. And I feel like I want to just speak to the human side today. Okay. Those emotions, those feelings, that despair, you lose faith, you lose hope. Now, it can be tricky. I understand. Like I said, I was there. But here I am 20 years later, and I'm able to talk about it. I was ashamed for a long time. It may or may not come up. Uh, I may have found an end sometimes, but really, I didn't want anybody to know. I lied about the ankle. I lied about, so people would notice the burns, things like that. So I just want you to know you don't have to hide here. We're going to talk. We're going to grow. I'm going to restore some hope and faith into your life. Now, I'm not a therapist, okay? But I just want to help some people through this story to know that ye shall live, that you can live on. You can grow, you can prosper, have a beautiful family, lovely wife, beautiful wife, kids, bunch of them, all boys. And so I want you to know that there is somebody out there like you, okay? I want you to know that there is somebody that understands that psyche, right? Those times where you just don't feel like talking, the times you don't feel like going anywhere, the times you just want to give up. But I'm here to tell you, you can keep going. You can go on. You can live. You can prosper. And one of the things about the depression I noticed for me was I felt like I wasn't loved or loved the way that I thought I needed to be. But the reality is, as time went on, I realized there was a lot of people that loved me, whether it was teammates or people in passing or high school. people I went with, like these things, these opportunities for people to share was really there, and I didn't realize it. And that's the thing about it. There are people that do love you, even if it's just one person. You can grab hold of that. You can, even if you touch one life. You see, the thing about it is the enemy wants to trick you, and how he does that, he goes into your mind. Your mind is where everything cultivates. It starts to get real tricky in there, right? 'Cause if you really believe no one loves you, you can start acting that way, and that's why you shut yourself in and things like that. And or you may lash out and things like that because you feel like nothing in this world. You feel like you have no purpose. You know, I had a friend of mine tell me he felt like he didn't have any purpose here. Why am I here? Okay, but you are here for a purpose. Now I can't tell you what that is, but I can help you get on the right track, the right steps to figure out what it is for you, in you. Now I know this podcast, this talking, this revelation, this dialogue is one of my purposes. Okay. And I'm going to walk in this purpose boldly. I'm going to walk in it in the truth. I'm going to be truthful along the way. And we're going to see what we can do to help. Just light a fire, jumpstart something in you. It says, listen, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. Yesterday is already gone. But if you're watching this and listening to this, you're allowed another day. Okay. And one more day, one more chance to walk closer to your purpose. And you shall live and not die. You know, death is coming for everyone, but we want to make sure that you're not leaving prematurely. You're not taking or contemplating taking your own life when you're one day closer to your purpose, one day closer to what it means for you in your life. Okay? And so when we walk in this journey, we walk down this path, we all have our own paths, running your race, okay? But I want to be here, right? I may not physically be holding your hand, but through this audio, this video, we're going to hold each other's hand, okay? We're going to figure this out. Now, I don't have all the answers, of course, none of us do. But through this walk, through this podcast, we can get closer to the answers. And you're going to figure out some answers. Now, I don't know how long it'll take you. It took me over 20 years, okay? But it may take you a week. It may take you a month. I'm not saying it's going to take you 20 years. I'm just saying that for every day that you will just settle in and you allow yourself to live, you can move closer to finding it. Okay? Now, I'm going to go through just a few more minutes here. The ways to give are at the bottom there. You want to support this cause, this walk, this podcast, ways to give are at the bottom of the screen. And in a way, you'll be partnering with me. This will help grow. This will help fund this dynamic. Okay. And I don't know where we're going to go. A lot of this, the Lord's going to lead. And a lot of this, you may figure out. And you can help others. So I invite you, please like, follow, share. Okay? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Again, this is the Ye Shall Live podcast intro, episode 1. Look forward to many more episodes with you guys.